Good evening everybody and welcome along once again to Gavra Racing. We're a bit emotional and sad right now because this is a special event in memory of our friend Florian Hertzman. Of course, it is Fleyboy, who unfortunately in last month he passed away, and we decided we wanted to remember him in the best way possible, so we're going to have a special event. We're going to race around Bathurst where he took his first victory, and it was one of my first commentaries actually was here, so it is going to be an emotional one, but we're going to put on a good race for him. I have got Evil in the party with me. I don't know if he's alive, but he is racing. Let's see, is he out on the track? That is a yes. He's in the GT3 Mercedes, and we have a lot of I think we've got a few drivers here who would have raced Fleyboy here. Vectro especially, he would have raced here, and he's actually running in, to make it even better, he's running in the livery he ran on Project Cars 1. He's running in the BMW M6, it would have been the M3 on Project Cars 1, but he's running in that very iconic livery of Calpa Racing. And of course Fleyboy drove the Porsche, the yellow Porsche that quite similar to what Alachamps is driving there. Got a few other drivers in here, but every driver in here has at one point raced Fleyboy. But we're doing this in memory of him, and I hope you'll join us for an evening of racing and memory. He was taken far too soon. He's 31 I think was his age, and it's sad that we were to lose him, and it feels like we have lost a member of the family, but we'll move on. We'll race for him and remember him. So we're here at Bathurst where Fleyboy took his first victory in GT3, and that's why we've gone with this car class especially. So let's see who's going to be the fastest. Currently K-Moore's fastest on a 208.4. behind him is It Forgets on a 208, then Vector on a 209.1. Then Alachamps, Evil's down there, 17 seconds off the pace, but I'm sure he can go quicker. He's actually quicker than Vectro, which is a little bit scary, if I'm totally honest. But here we are. Let's see if we can just make sure that everything's running correctly on the stream. I can send the link around and get everybody in. So, let me know if you're here, and let me know what your favourite memory of Fleyboy is in his years of racing in Gavra Racing. If you were teammates with him, let me know. Let's just see. Has that tweeted out? I need to make sure what account that's tweeted out on. It's very weird being back here. It's been ages since we were over here in Gavra. So let's tweet it out on the official Gavra account. Actually, probably best. Make sure I have the correct link. Perfect. So it's Bathurst. It's one of the most difficult circuits that you could possibly decide to drive around in a GT3 car, and the drivers are going to do super well to get around here in one piece. And let's see how things go. Let's see, Evil coming through the chase right now, where we've had multiple huge accidents in fun races. It Forgets goes a little bit closer, he's 7/100 of a second. He's in the McLaren, the car that Flay would have drove actually. Back in Project Cars 1, he ran the old silver livery, I think, the silver and red livery on the McLaren. So he's in the 650S right there. Let's see, is Evil on a timed lap? Let's see, he comes across the line, and it is faster. He goes 7th fastest, 2:11.6, a little bit closer to Hondax there. And Hiker of Sweden in the Swedish flag Euronics liveried Porsche. Ooh dear, that's not where you want to spin. That's into the little tap on the wall there, but he keeps it, almost keeps it out of the wall. Not quite, but he is there. 6 minutes left in free practice, I would imagine. It's currently McLaren and McLaren. It's almost meant to be that the McLarens are 1 and 2. So let's get everybody settled in. McLaren's it's a very loud engine. Harry Butter goes 4th fastest actually. He's now just a couple of hundredths behind Vectro, that is. And Vectro's doing quite well in that BMW to have it up that far, because it is not an easy car to drive. So, let's see, have we got anybody on a lap? We have K Morse on a lap. Let's see if we maybe get on the roof cam as he comes through the chase. Now, this could be an in lap that he's on. And as he runs down towards the last corner, what can he do? Is he going to improve? Runs it right out to the wall. It Forgets goes fastest, 1 second clear. And here he comes across the line. K Morse, I mean, can't improve, so It Forgets currently pole on a 2.75. Let's see. I need to get back used to these cameras again. There we go. But that was a great lap from It Forgets. We have got a rolling start in this one, so we will remember that. Now, give me a second to just turn my notifications off because they're going insane. There we go. Now, who hasn't set a lap? We're waiting for Tsuki and Ibrich in the Ferrari, who most certainly would have raced here against Fleyboy. And in that particular race, he was actually leading and almost won, but I think it was changeable conditions. He's right up behind Shuskata in the Mercedes, and as they come towards the chase, he's on the outside. Shuskata's not going to really give him any trouble there. 4 minutes left on the clock. Ibrich in letting that V8 sing out as he comes through the chase. And down towards the final corner. Let's see what he can do. Getting it turned in as much as he can. Running it out wide. As he runs to the line. What can the Italian do in the Italian car? He comes to the line. And it was an invalidated lap. It looks like he's about to start one. He's into hell corner, and he'll carry on throughout the lap. Vectro's coming up to the chase now. Evil's now 6th fastest, just ahead of Hiker of Sweden, a little bit behind Alichamps. And you can just see Tsuki in the Acura, a little bit behind Vectro there. Round in the final corner, here comes Vectro. Can he improve? Can he pop his BMW up a little bit further than he had? Comes to the line. And it is no improvement as far as I can see. Stays 3rd fastest. There's Hiker of Sweden coming straight out of the pit lane right behind him. Tsuki went 10th fastest. She hasn't set a representative lap. We've pretty much got every car out on the track. There is Gav putting it in the wall and having a bit of Gav lag, as we all like to see. We have somebody else in the BMW. He's our chef right there. In the BMW, getting sideways up the hill. And over the top, over the crest of Mount Panorama. This is pretty much a hill climb in its own right. Just It Forgets when it went faster again, 207.4. He comes now descending the hill. Let's see if we can ride on board as we come down towards the toughest section of the track. Really, this drops away. You cannot see the corner until you're on top of it. In getting it turned in as much as possible, run it out to the apex. Down the gears, getting it turned into the wall, then you see the next corner, and it's a roller coaster ride pretty much down that hill. And then you come into Forest Elbow and into the chase. So, Chef looks like he's struggling a little bit for front end grip. So now, let's see what the other drivers can do. Can K Morse improve? He needs to find a second. It Forgets is super quick in that McLaren. So yeah, Uwe just on about. He was teammates with Fleyboy for a brief moment, a brief time, and also Vectro would have been teammates with him as well. That was a very strong lineup of Vectro and Fleyboy, but those guys were teammates back in the day. So can Vectro improve? Can he needs to find 7/10 to go second and 1.7 to go faster. He actually finds a little bit of time. He's 4/10 of a second off of It Forgets now. He's P2 in that BMW. Just a little bit more time to find it. Vector can get pole. He will be delighted. He'll be where he wants to be, on pole position in the race around Bathurst, in memory of Fleyboy. But it is Fleyboy's old car, the GT3 McLaren, that's currently sitting on pole position. Alachamp's now 4th place in the Porsche. Actually, well, I say Fleyboy's old car. He did drive it for 1 season, but it was actually at the time where he took his win, he was driving the Porsche. So where is Evil? He hasn't. He's dented that car a bit. That looks like it's rolled over, if I'm totally honest. Looks like he's had a bit of an accident. But oh, Vector puts it in the wall hard. That's going to be his chances over there. So he's going to have to settle for that. K-Morse is back in the pit lane, so he's not going to improve. So it looks like It Forgets is going to be on pole position. And Vector looks like he's going to be on the front row. Yes, he backs out of that one. 30 seconds left. Alachamps, can he improve? He needs to find 1.7 seconds, but Vector found a huge chunk of time. So what can the Swede do? Get sideways over the top of the hill as you run down towards the drop. Away down the hill here. In the number 77 car, cresting the hill, getting the car turned in, chasing the car, fighting with it the whole way down this section. Beautiful camera shots as it runs down the hill, runs down to the wall, but doesn't touch it. Down towards Forest Elbow, tough little corner, very easy to run wide and hit the wall on the exit, get it turned in. On the power, nicely done from Alachamps there. And then it's a bit of a relax, hit about 180 miles an hour down towards the chase. And then immediately onto the brakes after the apex of the chase. Here we go then, Alachamps. The flat six singing in the back of the Porsche, onto the brakes in that Porsche. Getting it turned in. And down towards the final 2 corners. Keeping it nice and tidy. Looking very good. To just have Evil up ahead and Gav as well up ahead. So let's see what Evil can do potentially. Can he improve? As we run to the line, can Evil put himself any further up the grid? The answer is no. Alachamps, can he improve? He comes across the line. He can, but only slightly. So it looks like It Forgets on pole. What about Hiker of Sweden? Can he improve? The race winner in GT3. He comes across the line. He can't improve. So it is. Looks like it's going to be It Forgets. Ibrich doesn't look like he's going to be able to improve. No, he doesn't look like it. What about Shishkata? He is on a lap. He's got a 1-place grid penalty for a pit lane violation. So he's not going to be able to improve, but he's the only driver out on the track currently. So here comes the Mercedes, flying down towards the chase, using a bit of the curb, having to lift a little bit now. Getting it turned in. And down towards the final corner. Let's see what Shishkata can do. He gets it turned into the final corner. He runs the line. Can he get himself off that last row of the grid? He can't. He is going to get a little bit further up the grid, but he couldn't improve much. So It Forgets on pole in memory of Fleyboy. It's Vector, his old teammate, on the front row alongside him. K-Morse in P3, Alachamps in P4, and Harry Buddha managed P5 there. So, 25 laps of Bathurst. We're going to have a rolling start. So, we will have a formation lap around Bathurst, which is not something we normally do, but it's almost in solitude and in mourning of our friend Florian, who sadly passed away in mid-October, aged 31. It was quite a shock when we found out, and it really wasn't something we wanted to hear, but he was dedicated. He was very much respected and one of the nicest guys that you could possibly race against here at in Gavra Racing. He was around since I started back in Formula Gulf. He would have been around in Formula Gulf season 2, I think I started. He was there through GT3. He was there in Formula B. He was there through touring cars, GT3, couple of seasons. He was always there. And it was a huge, huge shock to lose him. But we will remember him, of course, in the best way we know how, and that's racing. And we are going to remember him, of course, after his... Well, we're going to remind him how much we respected him by racing around the track where he took his one and only victory in Gavra Racing. That was, of course, GT3 Season 1 here in Bathurst. So this is going to be a formation lap. All the drivers get the tyres warmed up, but this is definitely going to be one for Florian. So what we're going to do is I'm going to shut up for a little while, let the cars make some noise. It's going to be a minute of noise for Fleyboy. We're going to miss you, mate. A sign of respect there for Fleyboy. Didn't want to have a moment of silence. What fun is that? We'll give him a minute of noise with the engines of these cars around Bathurst, but now we're going to focus on the racing. And I think this is probably going to be one of the most hotly contested ones in a little while. Got It Forgets on pole position, Vectro alongside him, then K Morse and Alachamps, Hiker and Evil, Hondax, Hiker, Tsuki, Shushkata, and of course we have a Razy there as well. Yes, our chef Flip. These guys didn't make it into the qualifying, so we're starting down here. Ibridge and the admin Gav down the back in 15th. So here we go then. We're going to get ready. We've got a little bit to go yet, but we're going to go into a formation. Well, we have a formation lap, and then we're going to go into a rolling start. It Forgets will control the pace, and we will begin this 25 lap race around Bathurst in memory of Fleyboy. We've got a McLaren sandwiching a BMW. We've got two McLaren sandwiching a BMW, and the nostalgia is real with Vector in that classic livery that he used to drive in the original GT3 on Project Cars 1. Awesome to see him find that livery, and it really brings back some memories. I'm sure it brings back a hell of a lot of memories for him as well. But the drivers are going to be focused on the task at hand, and that is racing. So here we go, 15 drivers out of the 16. Who is going to come out on top here in Bathurst in this one-off special event for Florian? So get ready, because we're about to go underway here in Bathurst. Fleyboy, this one's for you, mate. Here we go, 5 red lights. And we are underway in Bathurst. It Forgets gets a good start. Vector gets an even better start and jumps him as they run down towards turn 1. It's Vector who takes the lead as they run down towards turn 1, but It Forgets on the inside. Vector holds it on the outside, gets a little bit sideways. K Morse finds some room. He's going to get alongside Vector as they run up towards turn number 2, side by side. The McLaren's going to have a little bit more speed with that V8 engine in it as they rise up towards. You see Evil going side by side with somebody back there as well. Yeah, he's side by side with that'll be Harry Butt as they run up towards the corner here, but K Morse looks like he's got the jump on Vector as he runs around the outside. Beautiful move from him there. Evil up the inside of Harry Butt. It looks like he might have got that move done, but it looks like Harry Butt is just a little bit upside. Vector trying to find the room, but it is the two McLarens who lead. Vector got jumped there, got a decent start, but that BMW just doesn't quite have the grunt behind it that these two McLarens have. It Forgets up the road a little bit now as K Morse follows. Vector behind him, Alachamps, then Harry Buddha, Evil Dragon, Hondax, Hiker, Tsuki, Shushkata. We got Hikers in the wall a little bit there and Tsuki can now maybe try and close up to her, or to him. And Hiker definitely looks like he's got some damage there as Tsuki tries to find the room, and she just has to back out of it. Shishkata gets in the wall a little bit there, and he might cause a bit of an accident there if he's not careful. But everybody pretty much got through that nice and cleanly without too much problems. But now we've got to settle in for another 24 laps of this Bathurst track. And now Razy up to 10th place actually there, it's a good job. Now Evil with that Mercedes, he's going to have the grunt versus the Porsche, so let's see if he can maybe close up to the back of that Porsche as they run up towards the chase. He's got a lot more power. And let's see, maybe is Vector a little bit too far? Yeah, he's actually fallen back because those McLarens are very quick in a straight line. But Evil getting some pace in that Mercedes as they run up towards the chase. And he goes a little dive on the inside from Evil Dragon, and that is a good move from Evil there on the inside of Harry Buddha. Harry Buddha did not see that one coming. But will he have the traction? Here comes Harry Buddha back at him again in the Porsche as they run on towards the last corner. There's going to be a little bit of contact made, and Harry Buddha's on the inside in the Porsche. Evil gives him the room, and Evil gets a little bit sideways, has to back out of it. And now watch out for Hondax in the background. Looks like Forget has picked up a penalty out front, and that is going to cost him because K-Morse is right up behind him once again. And you'll see now Hondax maybe have a little look at Evil as they run in towards the first corner. No way through for him just yet, but he will have another go with Harry Buddha potentially as they run up towards turn 3. And here we go towards turn 3 then. Evil on the outside. It looks like he might get the move done before the corner. He's going to have to go on the outside of turn 2. He's going to make that one work. He outbrakes the Porsche. And it looks like he's got that move done. Yes, he has. Good move from Liam there. As they run up towards turn 4 and 5, he is ahead. And that's going to make him very happy. He's into 5th place now. 2 seconds behind Alachams. Hondax has a little look up the hill then. So nice and clean stuff from these guys. And up the hill they go once again for the second time. K-Morse keeping tabs with the man up front who had a terrible lap the last time as Harry Buddha gets in the wall now. And let's see if Hondax can maybe capitalise on that now in the Acura. Watch out for Tsuki as well. She's in the background too, so she might be able to capitalise on a few of these mistakes as Hondax runs into the gravel as they run down towards the drop down the hill, and the hiker of Sweden gets past there. And Hondax was lucky to get out in front of Tsuki there. She just got nipped a little bit there. And look at Evil, he's really closed up to Alachamps now. So he's really on the pace here in that Mercedes in the early part of this race. I know he can hear me. Evil, don't bottle it, please. Back to Tsuki and the 2 Acuras. They are battling out. Tsuki in the Japanese car. A Japanese driver, Japanese car. You can also see two drivers there, Ibrich and Razy. Ibrich would have raced Fleyboy here as well. He almost won here in that race. That Fleyboy won, and up front you just see K-Morse is getting a little bit closer now, but here comes Ibrich on the inside of Razy, the New Zealander. Oh, they make contact! Oh, big accident towards the chase. Razy involved, Ibrich involved, and looks like Razy's almost flipped the car. He's going reversing through the chase, and that is not what you want to see. That is a huge high-speed accident involving Ibrich and Razy there. What a huge accident that was. You're lucky not to go over. Now Evil closing up to the back of the Swede, Alachamps. And this is going to make for some interesting viewing. You just see up the road, there are the 3 leaders. So Alachamps actually keeping tabs with Vector here. So decent job from these 2, but Evil actually one of the fastest guys on track now. He's the 3rd fastest guy on track. He's quicker than Vector. He's quicker. He's about 0.2 of a second off the pace of K-Morse, but Forgets is in another league of his own up here. So, lap 3 of 25 in this memorial to Fleyboy, and so far the drivers are really putting on a really good show here to remember him around Bathurst. So as they run down the hill, over the top of the hill, maybe Evil can think about having a go at him into the chase. Potentially he has a look over the top of the hill. Interesting place to look, but there's not going to be much he can do there. He's just going to have to follow and have a go into the chase. Tsuki and Flip quite close together as well behind. Gavra's now up to P12. So now this is surely going to be Evil's chance to get into P4 here. And he has got a lot of grunt in that Mercedes. So here we go. You can also see Vector up the road. Here comes Evil. He's having a look to the inside, but he's going to be out of that slipstream. So he's not going to be able to pull alongside, but maybe he can mimic what Harry Buddha did to him. He's having a look into the chase on the inside. We'll change to the outside for the next part of the chase. But can he maybe pop one down the inside here? There's a little bit of contact, but yes, he can. He shimmies his way through, and Evil Dragon is up to P4 with a good move. And Vector's off. Oh no, Vector spun, and that's put Evil into P3. He's flashing his lights. Vector spun on the way through the chase. He's still in P5, but can he now close back up? That's going to be really, really horrible for him. He's back into P5, but now Evil Dragon into P3. He's about 7 seconds off of second place. As the two McLarens who currently lead this race. Evil had a poor run through there. Alachamp's going to have another pop at him here in the Porsche. You can just see Vector in the background. He was looking to get away with damage there. Alachamp slipstreams past, back into P3. This is the fight for the podium. And Suki's at the pit lane, so obviously there was a little bit of contact maybe back there. Now I just need to have a quick gander at the penalty up front. That is a 5-second penalty for Id Forget, so it's currently K-Morse who leads by default. Evil taking a wider line to get a little bit of more of a slingshot up the hill. Making for some interesting viewing here, the commentator versus the driver. And the commentator looks to have the pace. So let's see if we can maybe... And this is more for my own benefit, but I'm sure Razy will be happy to hear that I'm just going to rub this one in his face. Ireland beat New Zealand. Way! So there you go. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. So... if you are just tuning in, this is a special event in memory of our friend Fleyboy, one of the OG racers of Gavra Racing who passed away last month. This is in memory of him, commemorating his first win around Bathurst. His one and only win, should I say. So this is why we are doing it around this track, and so far it's proven for some interesting racing. Let's go back to Hiker and Flip Flip, who are quite close together. Flip Flip is got himself way up the grid, actually. He's done a good job on that Ferrari, and he's on the back of the Swede now, Hiker of Sweden. So now K-Morse a little bit quicker than our race leader that time out, and Vector's a little bit up the road now. Let's see what his lap time is, or what his lap time was last time round. It was a 2:10.6, and yeah, Evil was slower that time, so he is now starting to pull some time back on Evil. He's in the clean air, but he will be kicking himself over that mistake. But now Flip Flip right up behind Hiker now as they rise up the hill. He's much quicker. He's 2:09.4 that last lap. One of the quickest drivers on the track. Having a look to the inside of turn 2. Here comes the Ferrari on the inside of the Porsche, down the inside, up the hill, and he gets it done. Nice move from Flip Flip there. And he's going to be now chasing after that BMW up the hill. He's about a second a lap quicker than him. And just to point out, actually, that the man himself, Gavra, is into P9. They're 20 seconds behind the next car, but he is into P9. He's inside the points. So, good job from Gavra as well. And well done to him for organising this. And the best way I could think of commemorating him as well. Let's go back to, maybe a little bit back here to Razy and Tsuki, who are having a little bit of a fight here for P11. In the two Acuras. Have a little, keep an eye on that battle, but Evil a little bit closer to oh, he's tapped the wall and he's lost it down the hill. He's got to be careful because Vector's coming in through now. He does the smart thing, rolls himself out of the way, gets it going again, but Vector's now back into 4th place, but he's lucky to get away with no damage there. But now he maybe see if he can try and keep with Vector now, drag himself back up to those McLarens. And up front, look at K-Morse. It looks like It Forgets maybe had a problem somewhere, because now all of a sudden he's pulled half a second back on our race leader. And in that sticks McLaren. Can he now mount a challenge on our race leader? Let's have a look at the timings last time by. It's a 2:09, 2:08.2. It's just pure pace. 1.2 seconds quicker is K-Morse's fastest lap of the race, I think that was. And they're coming up to lap Shushkata. as well. And that's so Alachamp's now P3. Vector, what was his lap time? That's going to be a 2:10.1. He is catching. Evil, of course, going to have a slower one, but now he's got to deal with Flip, who's going very quickly in that Ferrari. We're going to keep an eye up front. Those two McLarens are very close together. So It Forgets has got to fight, but anyway, K-Morse is going to be in front by default because It Forgets has got to 5-second penalty. He has a big spin for our second place man, puts him in the wall. Where is Alachamps? He's a little bit up the road, but yeah, K-Morse got damage. I jinxed it entirely. K-Morse puts it in the wall. He's got a little bit of damage now, but he's dropped 4 seconds back. He's still within a shot of the race win, but that's going to put a dent in his chances, actually. If the damage is bad, he's got to stick within 5 seconds. Shuskata's got to let him back by again, and he's caught him in a really awkward place. Shuskata gets out of the way as best he can. Oh wow, drama here as well. Flip gets by him up the hill there. Gets past Evil up the hill. It looks like Evil's struggling with damage after that spin, maybe. Yeah, he's tapping the wall all the way through. Well, maybe having a little bit of a pop. He goes a bit wide out of the gravel, and it's going to cost him up the hill. But he's going to stick with Flip nonetheless. Coming downhill now. Mercedes on Ferrari action. It's F1 in GT3 form here, but K-Morse drops out of that 5-second range, and he has got big damage on that car. And It Forgets is now in the net race lead anyways, even after penalties. Big hit of the wall there from Evil. That is going to put a dent in his chances. Lap 6 of 25, about to go into lap 7 of 25. It Forgets leads this race. From K-Morse, from Alachamps, from Vector, from Flip, from Evil, from Hiker, from Harry Butter, from Gavra, and from Ibrich. Now, Ibrich is right up behind Gavra now, but they're still in 10th place anyway. But Evil kind of sticking with Flip. He's still within about a second of him. And Flip now closing up to our 4th place man. Alachamps 2:10.1, Vector 2:10.1. They are matched on pace, and we've seen this. Alachamps good in the later stages of the race. Flip 2:09.3. He's a full 1.3 seconds quicker than Vector in P4. But now K-Morse starting to gain some time back on our race leader. He's back in that net race. He's got to stay within 5 seconds. So down the back, Suki, and yes, our Suki's been in the wall again for definite. Gavra has just got passed by Ibrich, it looks like. And they're both going for a little bit of off-roading there, so cut the track, but they all come back on. Nice and neat and tidy. Oh, Alachamps very close to that wall, but you will notice that Flip is getting closer to the back of that big M6 up ahead. So over the hill once again for the 7th time. And you just hear the distant roar of a Mercedes engine. You might see him popping over the hill behind. Not quite. Yep, just saw him just outside the shot there. Yep. But Flip closing up to Vector now. And he is almost the quickest man on track right now in that Ferrari. Really pushing hard here. And that 488 has got a lot more grunt than that BMW. So let's see what the lap times are for our leaders. It Forgets is going to come across the line, and what is going to be his lap time be? It's a 2:09.0, so still good laps from these guys. You'll notice Flip has got up closer. You can just see K-Morse a little bit faster, 2:08.8, and that's Suki peeling into the pit lane with damage, it looks like. Alachamps, he's dropping back. He's 10 seconds behind our leaders. He's done a 2:12. These guys are all faster. Vector 2:12. And Flip 2:10.5. So they are slower than our leaders. So the pace is falling away. Vector 0.3 of a second quicker than Alachamps that last lap, and he needs to find a little bit more time than that. And he's going to have his mirrors filled with this Ferrari. So got some good racing here, and this is definitely what Florian would have wanted. I would wager some good racing. You can see Flip getting nice and close to that wall and getting closer to that beamer. Flip getting closer. Let's see if we have him maybe pop at him over the chase. I'm just trying to tweet something out at the same time. And let's see. I'm just trying to tweet out a link once again. Flip a little bit loose into Forrest's elbow, and he's not going to get the run this time. I would guess. He's going to drop a little bit behind now, and it would have compromised his run, but you can see how much that Ferrari gains in a straight line, and getting nice and close on the brakes now through the chase. We are on lap 9 of 25. Alachamp's just a little ways up the road now, and these two almost nose to tail here. They are 20 seconds behind our race leaders already. And It Forgets is in the lead by 4/10. He's got a 5-second penalty. Flip the faster of these guys. Again, a little bit of time taken out of it, of Alachamps that time. So kind of flip mountain attack on Vectro through this section. But there's very little opportunity to pass up the mountain section. And these guys really want a podium out of this one, especially Vectro in that BMW. If you can get that BMW on the podium, I'll be very impressed. It's not a car you really see often on the podium. You tend to see the Ferraris and the Porsches and the McLarens on the podiums the whole time. Flip getting nice and close as they run up the hill. And Vectro really using all the track there. Didn't quite tap the wall, but it almost did. And down the hill we come once again. The tyres are going to be wearing out at this point, so maybe the drivers are maybe starting to think about some pit stops. Get a little speed up so you can see what's going on in the fuel situation. Flip 55 litres of fuel. All looking good for him. And Vectro definitely a lot more fuel than Flip. That's probably going to be why he's going to be a little bit slower. But you can see that Flip not really able to close up. Very even on pace, these two. So he's maxing out down the straight at 175 miles an hour, almost into the chase, onto the brakes. But there's going to be no way through for Flip. And K Morris definitely taking time, a full second taken out of our race leader that time. Evil Dragon in the background as well in the Mercedes. The lights ablaze. Vectro a bit wide out of the final corner. That's going to compromise him as we run towards turn 1. Flip shows himself in the mirror, is telling I'm coming through. Alachamp's at 210.0, Flip 209.9. Very evenly matched, all of these guys. They're still about a second to 2 seconds a lap slower than our race leaders. And K Morris is definitely starting to close up once again. He's pushing on. It looks like Suki may have retired that time she came into the pit. No, she's on her way out again, so she's not going to give up. No retirements from this race. One big incident involving Razy and Ibridge coming together on the way down to the chase. We're going to see a good battle between Flip and Vectro here as we rise up the hill of BMW and Mercedes, and maybe further on the Porsche might get involved as well. About 3 seconds up the road is Alachamps. And Vectro using all the track once again. A little bit of tap to the wall there. Onto the brakes, down the hill. Let's actually ride on board with Flip as he chases after Vectro. You can just see the gradient in the road now gives you a real sense of what these drivers got to deal with through Forest Elbow, especially getting sideways his flip flip, and that's going to compromise his run on the way out. And that is something we've seen him do on multiple occasions, but he will get a nice slipstream. You'll get a sense of speed. You'll rise up a hill, then drop down into the chase. And it is one of the most fun corners and one of the most dangerous corners that on this track. Getting up to speed, getting up to around 175 miles an hour, then onto the brakes, into the chase. And he gets a decent run out of that corner. Maybe, just maybe, can he maybe have a think about a move here into the last corner? He's going to show himself in the mirrors. Maybe he's going to wait and be patient here and get the run out of towards the last corner. And Vector gets a poor run at the last corner. Vector's going to squeeze him, do a Rubens kind of right to the wall, just enough space given. And here comes Flip Flip on the inside of Hell Corner in the Ferrari, down the inside, takes P4 away, but Vector's not going to give up that easy. He holds around the outside a little bit, and maybe can that grunt of the BMW help him here? But that Ferrari's got a good chunk of straight line speed. Just enough room for two cars to go side by side, run up towards turn 2 here, over the hill, cresting down towards turn 2, rising up once again. Can Vectro maybe get this one on the inside? It's easier to hold around the outside here. Flipper's going to try and hold around the outside, side by side. Vectro's ahead a little bit here as we run towards the hill, turn 3 and 4. Flip's still on the inside. It's going to be really tough to go side by side through here. Vector's going to try, puts it in the wall a little bit there, and Flip's ahead a little bit. There's still side by sides run up the hill, but it looks like Flip's going to hold on to that one there, and he is ahead into P4. But this battle's certainly not over. What a great battle between those two guys. Absolutely fantastic. And up front, the leaders are getting closer. 2.9 to 3 seconds is now the gap between those two. Oh, Vectro in the wall hard. That's going to really give him some damage there. What a shame. Flashing his lights a little bit there. Doesn't seem happy with Flip for whatever reason. And you could actually see that previous time Evil was actually quicker than both of them as they battled. So maybe now you can get involved. Vector in the wall again, as maybe we'll have to pit for damage potentially. So that's a real shame for him. But yes, our leaders are getting closer. K-Morse is closing up to these guys. Saw a lapped car just up ahead, trying to see who that is. It looks like it's going to be... Oh, Shishkat's been in the wall hard once again. It looks like it's going to be Gavra. He's up the road a little bit. Or potentially so. Sorry, it's Hondax actually, never mind. It is Hondax. Vector and Flip Flip still together, but Flip Flip pulling away now thanks to the damage from that little instant he had. But yes, the battle for the lead back on. Let's see what Evil Dragon's lap time was that previous time. It's going to be a 2:11.5, so he is a tenth quicker than Flip Flip. He was a good bit quicker than Vector, of course. But behind him, Hiker was a full 1.1 seconds quicker than him, so he's going to be... His 6th place is looking vulnerable. And the rest of the guys quite spaced out. We have got a battle for the lead with about 13 laps to go around Bathurst. Whoa, Hiker! I just as I said, he was getting closer. He's not going to be getting any closer if he does that. But K-Morse in that McLaren, closing up to the other McLaren of It Forgets. He's in the net race lead anyways, thanks to penalties. It Forgets with a 5-second penalty for, I think it must have been track limits. And K-Morse has kept it clean. So all going well for everybody. The two leaders are in a world of their own. They are 20 seconds clear of the guys up front. And it's going to be nice to see a battle for the lead in this one-off memorial event for Fleyboy. If you have just joined and you're not sure what has happened in the past month, this is a special event in memory of Fleyboy, who passed away last month. He was one of the drivers who competed with us for many years, and it's going to be such a shame and a big loss to Gavra Racing not to see him around anymore. And we hope that this event can maybe just show how good the racing is, but also, oh, there's been a crash. Hiker's been off, and I'm not sure, was Evil involved? Yes. Now I didn't see what happened, but it looks like that car has been upside down in the chase. That's crabbing into the pit lane. Oh dear, what on earth has happened? That has been a huge crash between Hiker and Evil Dragon. That puts Harry Buddha into P6. And that's ESR Chef in the background. But as we were saying, we hope this event can really show how much we appreciated Fleyboy, how much we're going to miss him as well.
My rear ring just fell off into the chase.
It fell off, did it? Or
It just fell off.
It fell off. Now, and what happened to Hiker? Did you kill him?
I went backwards into him.
Oof. Right.
My rear ring was like there, then it was not there, then it was spinning, still going wrong.
So do you want to come up to the comms box now? Your car's broken.
Yeah,
we're going to carry on. All right. Right. So, DRS failure for Evil there. Into the chase.
2003 Jordan.
Yep. You were doing so well, god damn it, man.
I've never had my rear ring fall off like that.
Interesting.
Why is it falling off? I don't know. It just went, oomph, 100% damage.
Well then. So, 2 litres up front, we're going to have about 12 laps to go as they come across the line, and they are within a second of each other now. So this is going to get interesting now. These guys are 20 seconds ahead of the next car, which is Alachamps. He's kind of in no man's land. He's got he's actually, I say that, just lurking in the background is the Ferrari of Flip. So hello to everyone who is joining us, of course, to pay their respects to Fleyboy. There's Kim, Barless Fanta, and a few others. I just got a hold of the chat now, so I did miss a few messages, of course, but let's keep an eye up front. Of course, as now within 0.7 of a second is K-Morse. So now it forgets it's got to be worried. Let's see, what's his fuel situation? 42, they're on a similar strategy, but you notice K-Morse running no assists in that car. It forgets on traction control and ABS. These guys running, K-Morse running no assist, which would be quicker in the long run anyways. So let's see what he can do, and that sticks McLaren. Let's hope he doesn't make the same mistake he did earlier. Spin into Forrest's elbow. Got to be careful through here. Dropping back, he is dropping back a little bit through that downhill section, but he will close up in the braking zone of the chase and in the slipstream as well. So yeah, here we go. Closing up with the slipstream, getting a massive slipstream, should I say. Down towards the chase for the 14th time. We're going to have 10 laps to go. And this race is very much very interesting. So now they're within about 0.9 of a second of each other. So now, here we go. Battle for the lead with 10 laps to go. That was K-Morse into the gravel a little bit there. Now that probably would have given him a slowdown penalty potentially. Looks like he might have got away with it. And I may have just got the greatest excuse for missing a race ever in my life. Well, I mean, yes, it is an excuse for missing the race. I'm sorry, guys. I fell asleep. I've heard that one before. I think, yeah, we've heard that one before.
Yeah,
definitely heard that one before.
At least
it has happened before, actually. Remember Tack fell asleep on stream?
Yeah, you remember that? That laugh. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Hasn't commentated since.
That race is on the Gavra channel. I don't remember which one it was, but it is on it. And if you can find it, you will have it. It was Catalonia in something. But if you can find that, you will have the greatest laugh. Skip to the last few minutes, you will hear him snoring, and it is fantastic. It is honestly fantastic. And I'm pretty sure Fleyboy was racing in it as well. So, yeah. So now half a second between the top two. And K-Morse looks set to take the lead. He's in the lead anyway, I've said this a few times.
Oh my dear God, Gavra's died!
Oh dear. Gavra has indeed died over the top of the hill, but go back to the lead now as K-Morse gets right up behind. It forgets to run through the chase. I've got the feeling this is going to end badly. K-Morse, can he have a dive on the brakes? No, it forgets, goes defensive. He's going to get the cutback on the way through, on the exit, and gets right up behind him as he runs towards the last corner. He may have a go into Hell corner. Just up ahead is Razy, I think. Yeah, that is Razy up ahead and swap position with Ibridge now as Ibridge comes into the pit lane, but the two leaders come through onto lap 16 of 25. They are nose to tail. 23 seconds clear of the rest of the field. This seems familiar. It forgets, goes defensive in towards the first corner. Round the outside goes K-Morse. He's going to get the cutback on the way out of this corner. They're going to have a go up towards turn 2. He's going to have the slipstream and the advantage. Well, he's not going to have the speed advantage because they're in the same car. But here he comes to the inside. Is there space? It forgets and leaves a little bit of the door open as they run up towards turn 2. He's on the inside. Here comes K-Morse to take the lead. It forgets on the outside. He's going to try and hang around the outside, but it's going to be too tough to do that. K-Morse is into the lead. It forgets, gets the cutback, but can't find the room and almost hits the wall. But K-Morse is now into the lead of this race around Bathurst. And that Flip all of a sudden has caught up to Alachamps. He's within shouting distance of him, but it forgets now is into second place on track, and K-Morse can now stretch his legs a little bit and go for it here. Well, we're going to have a battle for the podium position as well of third place between Flip and Alachamps.
House is off, by the way, down towards the chase.
That not quite sure. That is probably going to be Shushkata. No, it's not. That's Suki. It is Suki. No, I think that's her off in the chase, isn't it? Yeah, she's off in the chase. She's gone. I don't know how she ended up there, but she's ended up there. So, Flip on the back, and it forgets a spun. It forgets a spun at the top of the hill. Yeah, he's lost it at the top of the hill. He's so far out, it doesn't really matter to him, but he spun it on that downhill section, that really tough downhill section.
Oh dear, Virgil, don't crash right off I've let you through, mate. I'm so bummed. It's going so well.
I thought you were going to get a podium. I'm disappointed.
Oh, Alachamps pulled straight across and everyone's doing that dive bomb. I almost launched over the top of it in my screen. Nice drifting that through. 10 out of 10. I will pass you if you don't move. Keep going. Hurry up.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got...
will be Ocon.
He's flashing his lights. Anyway.
Lights at him as well.
Yeah,
Ocon,
he's
the staff.
Yes, please don't kill him.
It's gonna kind of just trail him. See if it gets to raise it. Oh dear.
Yeah, okay. Well, lap 17 of 25. K-Morse now 10 seconds clear after that mistake from It Forgets. And Alachamps just sticking ahead of Flip for now. But that battle is raging on. With we're on lap 17 to 25. Not long to go now in this race.
One retirement,
which was pretty good. That's Suki. She's the only retirement from this race. Still got 14 drivers running around, and I think that's partly due. I kind of reckon there would have been more, but I think it's the fact that what this race is about, that people are continuing for the sole reason.
Vector in the wall. Vector's crashed it.
Oh, Vector, no, not again. Now, where is...
Lost the rear, tagged on the wall.
Oh, what a shame. I thought he was going to be under pressure from Harry Buddha now. So he's going to get himself to a battle with that Porsche. And what... Oh, K-Morse has spun. Our leader's spun. So what the hell has gone on here? Id Forgets is back in the lead. He's spun in the exact same place that Id Forgets is spun. There's some spectators spilled their tea on the track.
Well, you're Australia. Cider.
K-Morse put it in the wall hard. He's got damage on that front. So this race is really not over. It just keeps doing stuff that it shouldn't. So now,
yeah.
So now Harry Butta's in a battle with Vectro. Flip-Flip's in a battle with Alachamps. And these guys, with K-Morse's damage, could potentially close up to that second place man. Here comes Flip-Flip and Alachamps. Will he have a go into the chase? He's getting the slipstream. Getting up to past 170 miles an hour, could touch 180, almost bumper to bumper through the chase. To the outside goes Flip-Flip. Alachamps, does he put up a fight? Not really. Flip-Flip goes around the outside of the chase. Great move from the Ferrari, gets into third place in this race, and he's come from almost the back of the grid into third place. Great drive from Flip-Flip. He's about 8 seconds behind the next car of K-Morse.
Ferrari that week, don't you think? OP?
Slightly. Well, I mean, Ivridge didn't have the same. Well, I mean, he kind of, him and Razy had a huge crash down the straight. So,
Ivridge has been off twice in this race now. Where is who was it? Hiker? Is it Hiker? Where is he?
P7.
Is he not got any damage on it? Because he like launched me into like 2 rolls.
Oh, he got a lot of damage. He came to the pit lane. He just had a quicker stop than you.
Huh.
So, but anyway, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by the race having a fit. I think the reason we've had so little retirements is because of the nature of what this race is about. It's about Fleyboy and remembering him. It's the drivers in their respect. They're carrying on despite maybe not having the race that they wanted. But it is. Yeah, he's got Harry Butt all over him now. In that Porsche.
You'll have a load of damage to that suit, by the way. Like, that was a hefty impact.
He's struggling with understeer up that hill, for sure. Flip-Flip might actually be in with a chance of P2, because he's closing up rapidly to K-Morse. Alachamps could be on for still be on for a podium, because he's sticking with Flip-Flip here. And those guys are now about 3 seconds behind that McLaren. So K-Morse, he may have slightly royally bottled it, and Harry Butta's got him around the outside, over the hill into the downhill section. He is ahead into P5 now. It's a good move actually, nicely done. So Vector's down to P6 now. Now he's an absolute country mile ahead of Hiker, so he's got nobody else to worry about. And K-Morse is into the pits.
So everyone will jump up position.
Yeah, so that's going to put Flip-Flip into P2. Alachamps back into P3. Alachamps losing the rear a bit there. But
in terms of tyres, by the way, shouldn't have anyone in. Tyres are okay.
Right, so we're in for probably maybe a 0 stop.
Yeah, definitely 0 stop. I think it's on normal, not accelerated.
Yeah, well, Vector not letting Harry Butta go here. Still keeping with him right on his tail. And a long stop for K-Morse there. He's still in his box. So it looks like Harry Butta's going to jump him as well as Vector's. Now this fight now turns into the fight for P4. So the best of the rest between these guys. But they are 15 seconds behind the race leader. Id Forgets, even with a 5-second penalty, is still ahead. K-Morse leaves the pit lane now. Still a mile. He's a full lap ahead of Hiker, I think. Well, actually half a lap ahead of Hiker.
Yeah, he should be on the same lap I am right now, then.
Yeah. So all Id Forgets got to do is get to the end now. He's going to have 5 laps to go as he comes across the line next time. So there we go. 5 laps to go in this memorial event to Fleyboy.
Starting to catch Razy a little bit now, I think.
Yeah, you're about 6 seconds a lap quicker.
Good. Going to murder the Kiwi.
He's already been murdered. I wouldn't do it again. And also, I am going to bring this up again. The Irish rugby team murdered New Zealand. So,
dear.
yes.
Gonna rub my golf in his
I'm going to rub that in for a long, long time. long time.
Not going down the hill, so PA looks the best I'm gonna get.
So, 5 laps to go. And all's gone well. Still have 14 drivers running in this race.
As Suki disconnects and forces me to go off the road.
So, quite a hectic race. It was a hectic race. It's not fully over yet, but it is pretty much all said and done for now. But it is. We now kind of have a lull in proceedings, and we can take time to reflect on why we're really here in this race, and very, very sad for for why we're here, of course. But it is really quite poignant and really nice to see a community come together like this to remember one of their drivers. It is quite encouraging. It shows you that it isn't just a virtual environment. It does have a physical element to it as well, and an emotional element to it. And but we are definitely wholeheartedly gonna miss Fleyboy. Of course, myself and Evil commentated on him for many years. Evil, what did you think of the guy?
Quick, fast. Last time my race with him, I actually beat him. I think. Quite nice.
Oh, Flip's bottled it. Sorry to interrupt you. Flip has bottled it. He has put it in the wall. Champs is now into P2. Wow.
Hello, Gavra. Going to lap you again. That's not nice of you.
Anyways, you were saying?
I don't know. Forgot.
Well, you're saying you beat Fleyboy, which is pretty. That is something.
What are you doing? That's a bad place to let someone through that. Oh dear.
So now, Champs into P2 in the Porsche, and Flip.
No, he isn't.
Oh, bollocks! I did not mean to swear. Whoops. I accidentally disconnected. I still have got an invite. We're good.
Press the stop button. No, did you? No. I'm actually currently driving quicker than those champs. I'm catching it really quickly.
I should be able to reconnect. Yep, we're good. Crisis averted.
Hopefully.
Yep, we're good. Just to miss. I really hate how like it's.
You press the circle button, it quits you immediately.
Yes. We're good. We're fine. All's fine.
Welcome to the club.
Promise.
Can I catch Razy? 21 seconds. Maybe. What was the lap time I lost? I don't know.
We're rejoining. Well, Flip's bottled it. Champs is into P2.
I'm going to say would be P3 right now. Had I not been murdered with the rear ring falling off?
Yes, you probably would be, because Harry Buddha's now probably going to be in P3 when I come back. So.
Yes, he is currently in P3.
Well, I think it's probably fate that the two Porsches are going to be on the podium, because Fleyboy in his first race and in his first victory around Bathurst, he was driving a Porsche. So there is that. Oh dear God, the lag. Right, let's get it back.
Thanks, Sue. Not a good place to do that. Right up the hill.
I had some cars take off. So yes, Harry Buddha's into P3. K Morse is in P5. He's catching Vectro in P4. Flip is P6 after his stop. And yes, Champs is about 14 seconds off of the race lead. And according to my timing screen after that rejoin, the fastest lap is ESR Chef in P12 on a 69 minutes. Yes, 69 minutes. What a lap. So
Ford Model T much?
yes.
That would look like, possibly. Was it that Diamond motor carriage from GT3? Great car. Couldn't drive around the knobs like we couldn't go up the hill.
So Vectro's into P4 now in that BMW. And he's getting caught very, very quickly by K-Morse. He's on fresh tyres, got some damage fixed.
Crazy's gone off, I just caught 10 seconds.
He's got damage.
I've also got damage, but
Yes.
He's got a rear ring. Not doing a Jordan. He's good.
So 2 Porsches on the podium. And Alichamps, he's in P2. He's also kind of in the same kind of colour car that Fleyboy drove. He did drive a yellow one. It was a little bit different to that. We called it the yellow mustard car. That's what we called it.
Yep, with Mustard Bustard.
Who I believe would have been his teammate at the time, in that race.
Yes.
Yeah, busted in the yellow mustard car.
The season Vector one, is it not?
It would have been, yeah.
Season 2.
K-Morse right in the back of Vector, speaking of which.
Vector and Gavra imploded. They died in the worst lag I've ever seen. Remember that, Sweet?
Yes.
Gavra attempted murder on Corvette, sorry. Who isn't going very well. Right, 17 seconds.
So, K-Morse with the slipstream on that BMW. Running down, he's flashing his lights in the rear. And look at the overspeed that McLaren has. Good God above. K-Morse on the inside of the chase. Switching to the outside for the next corner. Vector gets a wiggle on. And K-Morse back into P4. He goes wide though. That's going to give Vector the opportunity to come back at him in towards the last corner here. So potentially you might have another pop at him. Into the last corner. You're going to pull to the inside. You're going to have a go at him. No, he needs to run out of this next corner. And he looks like he's dropped back a little bit too far back to try that anyways. So he's back into P5 now. And that is pretty much the only on-track battle we've got, apart from you catching up to Razy, I thought.
17 seconds, I think.
Yeah. You are, okay, he's about 18. Lap 23 of 25. It forgets his... It forgets his 23 seconds up the road from the nearest car.
Can I say, we need a GT3 season, because this is going well, to be honest. Better than the Mercedes DTM. Drive this thing, kind of.
Yes, well...
Oh, someone's been off massively. There's debris everywhere.
I can hear a car. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, it's ESR. It's ESR. ESR Chef. Big accident.
Yeah. So, earlier, coming up the hill, when, turn 4-5, that tricky little double left-hander. Another Mercedes spin right in front of me, like blocking this entire circuit. You missed it. That's why I lost a load of time earlier on.
Alright.
So I had to stop the car. Oh, someone else off up the road. That must be... I think there's been a crash actually. I think P14 and P12 crashing into each other potentially, because they're both going very slowly all of a sudden.
We're on to the penultimate lap here in Bathurst, and K-Morse could still be within a shot of a podium, because he's only about 2.3 seconds adrift of Harry Buddha. So he might still get a podium out of this one. And push the Porsche off of the podium. These guys are
really going on. probably should have
And ESR Chef has been disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. So that is our second retirement with 2 laps to go. Now, it forgets he's got to be careful because he's caught 2 lapped cars. He's got Gav, who's about to get lapped for the 3rd time, I think, or 2nd time, and Hiker, who needs to get lapped as well. Gav needs to get out of the way, and he does. And now he needs to get up to Hiker.
Who is it exactly behind us right now? It is Harry Mawson Vettel. Oh dear. It's a bit awkward.
Oh. Yeah, Vector's lost his bonnet. I can see that BMW engine very clearly. But
It's pretty.
we're about to begin the final lap in this in memoriam event for Fleyboy. And let's see. Can he forget to get us to the end? I hope he can. I hope he doesn't bottle it. But K-Morse might still get 3rd place. Because he's now right up on the gearbox of Hiker. Or, sorry, Harry Buddha. So, here we go. In the McLaren, massive overspeed versus that Porsche. It's almost like he's got DRS on that thing, and he's already passed. And he's into P3 already, way ahead as they run to the chase. And he is now back into the podium positions. Granted, 20 seconds behind Alachamps, and almost a minute behind our race leader, but still. And, yeah, Vector had a really bad lap the last time. He did a 2:31. Oh dear, he's got massive damage.
Oh, I might actually overtake him.
Dear, oh dear. What happened to him? Oh, he's weaving down the straight. That's bad.
Where is he on the circuit?
To chase.
Right, I'm not catching him unless he, like, dies, like, right now.
He might lose
Stops
5th to Flip, who's catching him rapidly.
Got some bright McLaren lights on my rearview mirror.
Yep, oh, he's caught him already.
Oh, in the wall actually goes that McLaren. Pushing it a bit too hard. I was going to go in the McLaren decided not, because...
Well, you should have.
I kept spinning.
Right, well. Coming up to the chase, in the McLaren, the car that Fleyboy drove in would have been Season 2 of GT3, and the car behind him, Alachamps, is his Season 1 car. So it seems only fitting that these 2 cars should be on the 2 top steps of the podium, but in memoriam of Fleyboy, coming through the final corner, it forgets, wins the Fleyboy event here in Bathurst. I'm sure he's going to be really pleased with that. In memory of Fleyboy, he takes the win. That's going to be dedicated to him, I am sure. Alachamps 20 seconds behind in his Season 1 car. It would have been on the top step today. He was a little bit quicker, of course, but no matter. He's going to get onto the second step of the podium nonetheless. It was the side of Fleyboy's first win in this car, but it's P2 for Alachamps today. And here comes K-Morse. He managed P3. Whoa! I say that, I almost jinxed him. He went completely sideways through the chase. Behind him. Gav's blown his engine. Gav's blown his engine on the line. Gav has blown his engine on the line, it looks like. Oh dear. They've actually had a huge crash after the pit straight. Oh dear. K-Morse gets P3 across the line. There's you behind them, but after that you can just see, as we round this corner, you'll see all the drivers together on this straight, on the cool down lap.
Hey!
It forgets everybody's crashing into each other on this bit. Oh dear. Everybody's having huge accidents. Donuts.
Where's Vector? I'm going to get back behind him. No, I'm not going now. I'm not on Vector. Where is he? Somewhere around there.
You can see the guys all together as they all kill it. Oh dear, Alachamps is upside down, flipping wildly up the hill. Here comes Vector. He lost P5 to Flip on that last lap. He's about to come across the line. Flip takes P5 behind them. Vector in the BMW takes P6. Fleyboy's teammate for many seasons takes P6. And Fleyboy, we are gonna miss you, mate. That one was for you, and we're definitely gonna miss you over here in Gavra Racing. We wish you could have been involved in this race, but that's the way life goes. Life is bad in some ways, but that one was for him, and we're gonna round out the stream there. So thank you all so much for watching. That one was for Fleyboy, and from all of us, race on, Florian, race on.